Let's go to Callen'S Epstein take. Where is it? There we go. There we go. There we go. Callen'S Epstein take. Let's go. I want to hear this. I want to hear about this. It starts at the 40-minute mark. Let's hear Callen'S Epstein talk.
All of it's fucking weird.
Well, no.
What is your take today? What the fuck is...
Yeah.
Bryan goes, dude, come on, she was 14.
Problem. Here's the problem. Who said that?
Yeah.
It's
all in the files.
What?
There's a bunch talk about kids. That's where it gets weird.
No. So here's the problem. Here's the problem. This is why if you're featured in the Epstein files for so long, it's not that you're trying to get laid. It's because, hold on, let me see this for a sec. It's because this guy was fucking with 14-year-olds. Okay. What? So sorry. And you got...
There's some 9-year-olds in there.
Yeah, there's even younger.
Who moved to US? Hold
on. Hold on.
I'll go to chat after this.
Hold on. What's Bryan saying? What the fuck is Bryan saying? If it's 14, it's okay. Huh? You know what I thought his defense was gonna be? Hold on. I'm gonna let it play. I'm not gonna interrupt it as much. But before I watch this clip, you know what I thought he was gonna say? I thought his defense would be something along the lines of like, Epstein was Jeffrey Epstein at that time was trying to surround himself with rich, powerful, super intelligent people at the forefront of their industries, and he's reaching out to everybody. He wanted to be surrounded by the smartest and the best and the richest. So I thought that was going to be his defense. So maybe not everybody featured in the files is guilty of being a pedophile because they just may be a thought leader in their fucking a leader in their industry, a leader in their sector. Doesn't mean they're going to be. I thought that was going to be his defense. It's still a bit shaky anyway, especially people that were still in contact with him after the conviction. But I thought that was going to be his defense, not that they were 14. Like, huh?
Hey, she was 14, guys. Can you get the right?
Oh no, this is just one example.
Dude, there's
just
is that okay?
Yeah.
And also think, guys. By the way, people, keep this in mind. Again, I'm pausing already too much here. Callen'S has a 16, 17-year-old daughter. I think she's in college now. She's between the ages of 16 and 18. Bryan Callen'S has a daughter that's between the ages of 16 and 18. Just keep that in mind about everything he's saying, because this is fucking insane. Let's continue.
And I mean, come on, she was 14. What is your take today? What the fuck is going on? Woody Allen, and now you're defending Epstein?
Woody Allen's a very different story. Woody Allen's totally different.
It's weird. You're dating your stepdaughter.
It's still legal.
Oh my God! It's still legal. So what? What is that? Is it bad? Is anybody? Hold on. Hold on. I'm already pausing it too much. It's legal. So what? If it's legal, it's still fucking horrendous, man.
With you, sure.
It's still when
frowned upon is what I'm saying, though.
Of course, but you can't compare.
What do you mean, of course?
His terrible take and taste on a 21-year-old. If you're fucking with kids, it's over.
All of it's fucking weird.
Well, no. What's not weird? What's not weird is really powerful men like Bill Gates going to an island and cheating on their wives. That ain't weird.
That ain't weird.
It is weird if the women that Bill Gates allegedly is cheating his wife with are fucking sex trafficked from Eastern Europe, Central Europe, parts of Asia, under duress. Like, excuse me? Excuse me.
That's been going on forever.
300%.
Well,
it's also prostitution, motherfucker. Like, it's also fucking prostitution. I don't think these girls have much of a choice. Even if they're of age. They don't have much of a choice in a situation. Maybe they get into it for the best intentions, but somewhere along the line, if they decide to, like, I've had enough, I want to leave now, you think they get to leave easily? Fucking hell, Callen'S.
All of it today.
Of course, but I'm saying, I'm reading, what I'm saying is that for the most part, it looks like that was the operation here, right?
Well, it looks like the operation, right?
It was a brothel, basically, right?
He was a worker.
It was a brothel. It was a red light district, but on an island. What the fuck is he talking about? To be fair, let me stop. I know I'm pausing too much. To be fair to Callen'S, he was accused of rape. He was accused of sexual harassment, sexual assault, whatever. So I get why he has his take. It makes sense, innit? If you're somebody who's been accused of rape and sexual harassment, it's unlikely you're gonna come out and be like, "Oh my god, burn the pedophiles at the stake." Oh my god, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna see this story and it's gonna trigger you because your career got cancelled because you allegedly raped somebody. You know, so I kind of get it. I kind of understand, but I think for your image, if you care about it, you probably should just pile on. Whatever else is saying, just pile on. Just fucking pile on. Because coming out and being like, oh, actually, they weren't 9 years old, they were 14. And technically, if you're on this, like, what? It was more of a brothel. It was like a retreat.
for Mossad.
Yes.
And what happened is...
that's what we're getting, right?
Well, that's basically what's happening. Yeah. And people wonder, how did he get so rich? And it's kind of easy for, if you're working for the country itself, for them to be,
of course,
embezzling money and laundering money. So he was basically just, I mean, technically a pawn for them to basically get, because you can't just like hire Bill Clinton. I think CoffeeZilla was talking about this, where he was like, you can't just hire Bill Clinton. You can't just hire these people. So what he did was get dirt on them, get them. Now you're in a, we don't, like, I'm not going to say whether I know or don't know if they showed up there knowing it was a kid. Like some of them, it seems like they knew.
Bill Clinton, if you go,
you know, it's a 14-year-old. Okay?
Listen,
no. I'm not saying like they showed up to the island going. They probably thought.
I personally think is this. I personally think people at the highest levels of society. It's almost like the same thing as like rock stars and Hollywood actors, right? This is something a lot of them are freaky because sometimes at that level you have so much access to, like, you know, when it comes to sexual stuff, you start to push the boundaries. Yo, big up A. Martinez.
Bob could save his career by punching Callen'S.
Exactly, 100%. Everyone will agree on that. If they all fucking jumped, everyone will agree. Big up A. Martinez. I think people at that sort of level, some of them through just the process of just elimination, get to that level where they start being into PDF stuff, but some of them also are just into it. So if you're Epstein and you throw good parties in that community, right, in that world, you throw quote unquote what they deem to be a good party, your name will start to spread. You saw that a lot in the emails. People being like recommended, being told about stories about his party. It's similar to the Diddy parties. It gets told that people are like hush told, hey, this guy's got the wildest parties. You know what I mean? No questions asked type of shit. Whatever you're into type of shit. You know what I mean? And then it goes that way. And then I probably think the blackmail side of thing, the honeypot whatever side of thing, blackmail, it was kind of like a backup, like a fail safe. But I think because that kind of exonerates people out of blame. I think the majority of these people are just into like kids. They're into kids. They're into, you know, whatever rape fantasies, stuff like Callen'S talked about in the past. He's talked about that sort of stuff, being into that sort of kink of like rape fantasies and all that little malarkey. But a lot of them are just into kids. It's similar to something with the UK government and in our entertainment system, right? With fucking the BBC and shit. There's such a even in the Catholic Church, there's such a history documented of these people just being into taking advantage of women, taking advantage of young girls, taking advantage of young boys, taking advantage of fucking literal children. It's just what they do. And they get away with it. They enable each other. They create little networks and whatever. Powerful people in powerful positions to this and that. They all kind of pat each other in the back. No one's coming out really and chastising anybody and lists big celebrities, you know. Think about that, by the way. Who's the last big celebrity you've seen that said anything outward about the Epstein files? Who? Name them. You know? Not been a lot of celebrities coming out saying anything. It's us regular people saying stuff. But those people in that sort of world, those sort of like, you know, people that we deem to be in the upper echelons, whatever they may be, that's what they're into. So I personally don't even think it's like, oh, that he was blackmailing. No, he wasn't blackmailing them. He set up the events. He brought the fucking kids. He brought the girls under duress, sex trafficked them from parts of Central Europe, parts of Eastern Europe, parts of Asia, whatever it may be, third world countries. Brought them down under false pretenses, probably enabled and backed up by a person like Lex Wexner, who has a crazy kind of Rolodex of contacts and shit, and provided people with the opportunity to do whatever unspeakable thing to these people and these victims. So, and prayers go out to them. But I don't think it was just like a straight up blackmail. Yeah, no, it was, maybe the blackmail was a backup, but these motherfuckers like that shit. They're into it.
There's gonna be girls.
Party, like they don't know about them.
Right.
Well, the one time I get it. One time they probably get me.
But when you go back,
when like Bill Gates and Bill Clinton, when you're there 20 times, like, but
here, hey,
buddy,
hey,
dude,
can I give you just a little take as a guy in New York?
Also, let's talk about Bill Gates too. Catching an STD at the island and then trying to slip your wife fucking penicillin and shit. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just not cool. That's just not a good thing. You're a fucking piece of shit. You're an absolute piece of shit. You're an absolute, you know what I mean? So it's like, he's sitting there defending this sort. It's like, brother, like, some of these things that are being detailed are abhorrent. Like, can you imagine finding out if you're a wife? If you're the wife, can you imagine finding out, having a suspicion about your husband anyway, then finding out his close ties to the most notorious pedophile sex trafficker in history, and then finding that stuff? Like, can you imagine what that must do to your psyche? How that must fuck with your fucking brain? Like, here's Callen. Oh, it's just like a brothel. Okay.
In the scene, I wasn't famous, but I saw like, you would see, this is how things worked in New York City. If you were a famous athlete,
this is how things work. We understand these things happen. Nobody's denying that they happen, but they shouldn't be happening. And if it's brought to our attention that this stuff is happening, we have the duty as a public, as a global citizens, to be outraged about it and to want people to be held accountable for the crimes that they committed. Because I dare you not be rich and powerful and you do the shit that they did. I dare you not be rich and powerful and try and run the same racket that these motherfuckers ran. Epstein and shit. You'll be locked up under the jail so fucking fast.
if you were a fucking big time financier, if you had any celebrity, all those modeling agencies were essentially a conduit.
Brothels, yeah.
It's not even that they were just
Mad
really
hands,
hot,
basically.
and you got into clubs and you met those guys.
Yes.
And there was a whole arrangement.
Yeah, I mean, there's different levels.
And, oh, by the way, here's the other thing nobody talks about, and I love it, but I'm a little older. When you were a 16-year-old model, my wife was a big model, my first wife. She went to New York, I think, when she was 13. Because there was so much money to be made.
Hey, parents, do better.
Okay.
But again, this is not the conversation we're having. We know the modeling industry is fucked up. We get it. We understand. Talking like it's almost like, oh, because we're going after Epstein. No, don't just look like brother. Like, I'm surprised he's not on those emails. The way he's defending this shit, I'm surprised he's not on this email. The way he's running cover, I'm surprised he's not on those emails.
No, her parents were awesome, but her mom would be there with her. Her mom would be there because she knew. But please understand that those the stories, I'm sure, by the time you're 13, by the time you're 16, back then in the 90s, the 80s and 90s, and let me tell you something. You think those clubs were looking at IDs? Here's my fake ID. They would provide you with
I
one.
can actually say that for a fact. I know girls that they're models that in New York City, the clubs that actually employ them. So
also, in my personal opinion, hate me if you want, if you're not that person, I think guys who go out of their way to mention that they know models are weirdos as well. I've met a bunch of those type of guys. Oh yeah, my ex-girlfriend was a model. Oh yeah, this girl I know is a model. Anybody that's always like talking about knowing models, like, do you know what I mean? Like, always weird, always a bit weird, always a bit sex pesty, rapey. You know what I mean? There's always something about those type of dudes. Judge me if you want, but I think a guy that always goes out of his way to mention the looks of I mean, it's just like, what is wrong with you? I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, why do I care? Why do I care? Why are you mentioning this? You're not getting any points of, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's just a woman. Like, who cares? Like, anyway, little sidebar there.
What they would do is actually give them room and board to just, that was their job, is to show up to the clubs and be just the hot girl
of course.
at the club.
Of course.
Not to, I'm hopefully nothing I'm saying.
When I met my first wife, she was, they called her the Iron Door. Like, somebody said, that's the Iron Door. Nobody gets in that door. It was pretty cool.
That's a hot nickname.
It's a hot nickname because you're not getting in, right? The point is that.
But I got in. You see what I mean? You see what I mean about guys who talk about the fucking models and shit? You see what I mean? She was called the Iron Door, but I got in. I busted her. It's like, what? It's like your ex. It's like your mother of your children. Are you okay? Are you okay? Like, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Honestly, guys who go out of their way to always mention, they're weirdos, man. Weirdos.
That.
Like, what?
There was a world when you were a top model in New York.
I was just gonna say model.
You immediately were in that elite circle of the most powerful men in the world. Hamptons, parties at the Hamptons. And again, let me just say this again, everybody.
But why are they there? You think they're there to talk business?
No, it's all sex.
No, you're sucking me off.
But by the way, please understand.
That's why they're there.
Yeah, if you think that 15 and 16-year-old models that who are also on the cover of this, that, and the other thing, people like Kate Moss. Do you think back in the 90s, anybody was checking ID? Do you think back in the 90s, anybody was saying, hey, that girl, like she's 15? I hate to tell everybody. I hate to tell, but the order of the day,
era. That was
it was a creepy fucking era.
There's a song, She's Only 17.
Calvin Klein's models were 15 and 16, dude. It's like, so.
Yeah, but this is also 2000. This is 2000s though, too, B.
Even then, before everybody.
Here's what I will say.
I'm not saying.
I don't like this take either.
Exactly.
I'm just telling you how it was.
I'm
not making.
Okay, but like it's the wrong time and place for this is how it was. It's the wrong time and place for this is how it was. It's the wrong time and place for this is how it was. Really was the wrong time and place because it's almost a version of victim shaming. You know? Oh, this is how things are. You know, like it's almost a version of victim shaming.
Bunch.
So bizarre. Yo, big up.
Bryan Callen guy sure does know a lot about PDFs and rapists. He's also close friends with a lot of PDFs and rapists.
Exactly.
He's also very defensive about PDFs and rapists.
Exactly.
He also has allegations. I trust his opinion. Great guy.
Exactly. Great guy, never met him. Exactly. Hold on 1 second. Let me quickly edit my camera here. I've got a gap there. Baby, 1 second. Oh my god. He's also, great guy. Never fucking met him. Oh my god, man. Bryan Callen. Bryan fucking Callen. Bear me 1 second. I've got to quickly update my kick thing. Bear me 1 second here. Apologies. Blah, 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 blah. Where is it? There you go. Let me edit the title here. Stream settings. Let me get this sorted. Apologies. Blah, 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 blah. Big up everybody tuning in. Like the stream, by the way. Like the stream if you're liking it. Like the stream if you're enjoying it. We're going to be going for a long time. We're going to be going for a long fucking time. So make sure you like the stream. We're going to be in for a few hours here. Big up everybody in the fucking big up everybody in the fucking Kick stream chat too. I appreciate you. Big up everybody in the Kick stream chat too. I appreciate them. Change the fucking title. Let's go. Let me put this on there. Let me put the just put Jeffrey Epstein files. Let's put that on there. Bryan Callen on Jeffrey Epstein files. Let's put that on there. Let's save that. Cool, done, ready to roll now. Big up everybody in the Kick chat. Why is the Kick chat not showing? Oh, that's not on there. By the way, boom, one idiot. Big up the Kick chat. Sorry, I've got to put the Kick chat on the stream. I've got to put the Kick chat on the screen. Kick chat should be on the screen now. Apologies. Let's go back. Let's go. Let's see what these motherfuckers. Oh, let's not play that. Let's not play that. Bear me a second here. Where's the video? Where is it? There you go. Here. Cool. Let's continue.
Excuses for it. I'm not making excuses for it. I'm saying, guys,
I don't know, but
I'm saying that
when there's 12, 13, 14, I've been around. I'm not that old, but if I went to a party and I see a fucking 12-year-old, check, please.
How about this? I kill it.
I'm not giving me like, oh man, she has a fake ID. This is the time.
No, what I'm trying to say is this. Obviously, if you see a 13, 14, 15, get the 16, you'd be like, what the fuck are we doing here? Here's what I'm trying to say.
You see, like he's advising people: if you go to a party and you see a 14-year-old, leave. How about report to the authorities? We're also talking about Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein files leak. What about chastising? What about criticizing? What about admonishing? What about calling for the fucking conviction and imprisonment of these rich and powerful people that fucked kids on an island? What about that? We're not. This is not like a how to conduct yourself if you happen to end up at a party where there's children. No one's talking about that shit right now. We're talking about, hey, these files have come out. A lot of rich and powerful people have been exposed as being into some fucking horrible, abhorrent things, abusing people for decades and decades and decades. Not one of them has been charged. Not one of them has been fucking convicted. Not one of them has fucking been in prison. What is your opinion on that?
Powerful bunch.
What is your opinion on that, motherfucker? Yo, big up. Take me to your leaders. Appreciate it. Thank you for the membership and being a 4-month member. You're a legend. Thank you.
I think they knew.
Here's what I'm trying. The majority of those girls who were models who came to New York as young as 13.
So every girl that went to Epstein Island was a model. So what? Like, because they were a model, they deserve to get what happened to them. They deserve what happened to them? Is that what you're trying to say? Oh, they were child actors. They were models. Like, what the fuck is he saying? What the fuck is this guy saying? What the fuck is this guy saying right now?
Who were supposed to be looked over, okay? I promise you, probably 50 to 60% of them have a story about how they were 16 dating a 32-year-old. What's
the point of this story? Like, what is the point? Okay, if that's true, does that make it okay? I think in general, right, having been exposed to the gay community in general, I think most of us know that a lot of gay people have experiences of maybe their first sexual encounter. Sometimes it's an unfortunate reality of the situation where it might have been with somebody older. Cool. But if a story comes out about somebody very old hooking up with somebody very young, taking advantage of them, abusing them, whatever it may be, you should still call that shit out. Even if you know maybe that community is an unspoken story, it's a whatever that thing is, the situation at hand, the scenario being presented with, that's what you should call out. That's what you should chastise. That's what you should admonish. That's what you should criticize. That's what you should be singing from the rooftop. And that is fucking wrong. He should be making excuses. Because this is what it sounds like. It's like this guy's making excuses. Oh my fucking God.
They were 16 dating a 45-year-old. You know why? Because it was fucking accepted.
It's not the New York parties though that are
fucking hell, Callen.
In question, or the Palm Beach parties. It's what goes on that island.
The island.
That's where it gets.
No, I'm just trying to tell you guys that nobody's talking about the fact that.
Okay, cool. So back in the day, Studio 54, right? The club that basically invented the velvet rope, legendary New York nightclub, Studio 54. I would imagine, right?
Powerful bunch.
Yo, big up Sadaziz.
Let him cook Oz.
Exactly.
We're listening to resident grape and PDF expert as well as Epstein defender, Bryan the Kid Callen.
Exactly.
The island was an apple. Raised hand emoji.
Exactly. Okay, I will let him cook. I'll let him cook. I won't start interrupting someone. I'll let him cook. I won't start pausing. I apologize to those of you that hate my pauses. Apology. But let's bear this in mind, right? Most likely in most nightclubs across the years, 54 included, there's going to be people in there probably going to be underage. Right? It doesn't make it okay if you fuck that underage person. It doesn't. It doesn't. I think that's what he doesn't get through his mind. Just because a kid is in your proximity, right? It doesn't make that okay. Like, just to put that, I don't know that this is like breaking news, right? Just because an underage person's in a nightclub doesn't make it okay if your old ass takes advantage of them in that situation. I don't think so.
This shit was so like if anybody's surprised by this, I guess I was alive when it was happening.
And I'm sure you could agree with. I heard Piers Morgan made a take where he said pre-2008 he said people didn't know because he was never charged.
Yes.
Epstein, yeah.
So if you went there before that, they might have thought he was just a party.
Yeah.
But after 2008, if you're still requesting to go to his island after he just did time, which sketchy, there's a 5-year mandatory sentence on what he did.
Yes.
And he only did 6 months of probation, which is.
Rinks talks about his own daughter in that way.
Jesus Christ. I don't want to think like that. Yo, big up, take me to your leader. I don't want to think that, but Jesus fucking Christ. You're probably right, but Jesus fucking Christ. Big up, take me to your leader. Big up, take me to your leader.
Sketchy.
Yeah.
There were 40 witnesses, most of them underage, about this guy.
Like Elon Musk asking to go to the island afterwards, sketchy, right?
Yeah, I don't know if
Elon
those people.
Elon didn't go to the island. I thought
He didn't. So that's the funny thing.
They communicated, then Elon turned it down.
I think his name is Mark Saylor, who's the guy with the Bitcoin guy.
Yeah.
Both of them were seen as not fun enough to come to the island, which is funny because Stephen Hawking was allowed.
By the way, what's Joe Rogan said about that? Has Joe Rogan spoken about Elon being on the files? I've listened to Rogan in a while, but has Rogan spoken about Elon basically sounding like he was begging to go to the island? Elon did the opposite of Rogan. Rogan never communicated with Epstein. He was put in touch, a middle person, to go to visit fucking Epstein. He didn't want to go. He turned it down because of all the sketchy things around him, previous convictions. That was a good call, right? Usually his bullshit radar is off, but in this respect, you have to give Rogan credit. Elon did the opposite. Elon was seeking to go. He specifically said in one email that he's been working really hard and he wants a release. He wants a crazy party. He wants to completely detach himself from reality, distract himself from his struggles of running a business, several businesses, and whatever else it may be, and he wants to get fucking crazy. He wants to get PDF-y, allegedly, right? He wants to get maybe rapey, allegedly. So what did Joe Rogan say about that? Huh.
But they're like, fucking
Stephen Party.
These autistic weirdos are going to make this real.
They're not a good time.
He was probably looked at by most people back then as the guy who had the in with all the hottest girls in New York. That's how he marketed himself, right?
Pre-2008,
and now,
you could
now
say
you
that.
got an island. If you get on,
Hottest girls. He keeps saying girls. What about the kitty diddling, bro? What about the PDF stuff? He keeps making it seem like Epstein was running a modeling agency. He wasn't doing what. Like, you could run that argument for that Jean-Luc Bernard guy, right? Or even Leslie Wexner. Or if you really want, you couldn't really, but if you want to. Like, that's not what Epstein was doing. You know what I mean? He's trying to make it seem like Epstein was running a modeling agency, but then under that modeling agency, he was running this, like, illicit network of, like, this wasn't what it was. It was a straight up honeypot shit, straight up PDF shit, straight up sex trafficking shit. You know what I mean? That's what it was. There was nothing like, oh, this guy's just, like, hiring bottle girls that don't mind giving you a hand job from time to time. No, these are people that were taken advantage of, people that were abused. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro.
the plane to the island.
Man, I don't know, because also the people they're dealing with, you mentioned anybody, nobody has a problem getting chicks. Like when I was single and if he came to me and was like, hey, I got all these chicks, I'm like, yeah, I got chicks in LA, dude.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? So all the guys he's talking about, no one struggled with getting chicks.
You know what I'll say?
That's a horrible defense, by the way. It's almost like, to be fair, it's just as bad as the defense as bad as rationale. People said, oh, if you got a daughter, you should understand rape. It's like, should you just not you should understand it just because it's bad, right? Just because it's abhorrent, just because it's obviously evil. Not, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be like, oh yeah, because I get girls, why would I need to touch kids? It's like, you know, like I don't know if that's the excuse you want to run with. Like, I get girls, I don't need to rape anybody. It's like, that's not really how it works, though, isn't it? You know, like that's not really how it works. But I get you.
Not a very good angle.
That's actually a really good take, and here's why. Because if you're a billionaire,
Nick trying to suck off Brendan, that's actually a really good take. No, it isn't.
I've seen, because I've been to clubs in New York where it's even just millionaires, where there's actual, like, remember one time Leonardo DiCaprio, granted it's Leo, but this happens all the time with girls who, like, with rich people. There was actually cattle calls for Leonardo DiCaprio where the club would find all the...
I saw it.
Yeah.
With my own eyes.
So that's why I'm not buying that they had to go to an island to get pussy.
No. But so no, guys, you're missing it. You're missing it. It's the reason they go to an island is because they're married and already public and people are watching.
You still don't have to do that, though. I think that's too much of a cop-out.
But they did both, Bubba. They did both. They did.
Is that a justifiable excuse? Because they're married and they want to cheat in secret. So they go to an island with a known sex predator, a known pedophile, a convicted sex trafficker. Like, is that okay?
Both. Like, I want to call my first wife right now and ask her. I want to ask her one question. I want to say, when you were 16, was it hard to get into a club? She was a big model.
But of course not.
Why does that matter, though? Why does that matter? You can still, if you're 16 and you look older, you can still get into a club now. What does that matter? Is that a good thing or what? Like, what is that? Is that the blame on the woman? Like, what the fuck is he trying to say right now?
Yeah, but she's got such an inside look on this stuff. Watch this.
Let me call my ex-wife the model, who I'm so good. It's like, oh, shut up, man. Shut up. Old wrinkly fuck.
Let me.
Well, no, I don't think it's the like even
Well, I was
16-year-olds are getting in the club now.
I was not
Exactly.
a hot 16-year-old girl, and I was able to get into New York City nightclubs at 16 years old.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And so guess what?
But what's the argument?
What's the argument?
People would
there?
go, "Oh, she must be of age. She's in this
but-
club," right? That's what would happen.
What? 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 Right? No, not right. You know that girl's 16. If you speak to a woman, right, in person, you can quickly, if you speak to a person in real life, you can probably ascertain how old they are based on the conversation. It doesn't make it okay because you're in a nightclub, right? And you see a girl and you have texted them and they're underage because they were in there like, oh, what can I do? She was in the club. I had to fuck her. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Especially not under duress. Especially not against their will. Yo, Callen'S definitely fucked. No, I said, oh my god, Bryan Callen is a fucking psycho.
But what's that have to do with Epstein and
I'm just
trafficking
telling
young
you.
women?
I'm just telling you that young women were
Good
trafficked as an order of the day back in the day. So, like, it's again, don't be surprised that this shit was happening. Don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised. Don't be outraged. Don't call for the heads of Don't call for the heads of powerful people. It happens all the time, huh?
It was people weren't
I'm
even
not
talking
as
about it.
surprised
I think it's fucked up, but
that it happened. I mean, because we've all been.
I think it's fucked up by shaking your head, but so what? Bro, you have not again, it's a moot point, a redacted point, but you have a daughter, bro. Like, so what? If your daughter, like, I don't know, whatever. Let's just continue.
hearing about it for a while, but I will say, the fact that there's famous people
Prince
like
Andrew?
Prince Andrew, like
When it was an underage girl.
yeah, and there's pictures of him with her, which is
Yes,
like,
dude.
yeah,
Or Bill Clinton in the hot tub with a young girl. Like,
Correct.
None of that's normal.
like I don't.
And,
well, I'm trying to say to you, Bub, is back in the day.
no, I know you keep saying that.
Back in the day,
but even today, they
it was
do it.
it was socially accepted. That
No, it wasn't. It was never socially accepted. It was never okay. That's why they did it. That's why they tried to do it in secret. What the fuck's he talking about? It was never okay. That's why they were doing it in secret. Like what? That's why they were doing it in secret. What the fuck is he talking about right now?
that's what nobody's talking about. It
What was socially accepted?
what
Wait,
was
what part?
socially
Girls
acceptable?
being in a club?
So if you were 40 back then and you showed up with an 18-year-old and you walked into a room, that was socially acceptable. If I'm going to say this, I think this is the case. If you were like some famous actor and you show up with a top model who happened to have been 16, 17, back in the day, in the 90s, I guarantee nobody said shit. You know what they said? They do it in Europe.
That's not true, man. That's not true. That's not true. That really isn't true. And it also doesn't get to the point of it. Should you be advocating for stuff like that anyway? Is that okay? No. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, these things, let's say these things did happen in the past. They're being brought to rear now. They're being brought to our attention now. They're being exposed now. What is your opinion now? Through your lens now? Living your life like, what, do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is this take? This is an insane take by Callen. Insane. Again, not too insane because he got accused of rape and whatever else it may be. So I get why he's defending these guys because they're sort of like, they're in the same fraternity, as Brendan was saying, fraternity, not fraternity. They're the same fraternity. I get it. But fucking hell, Callen. You sound awful here.
I'm just telling you, that's how that shit went down, man. That's how that shit went down.
Imagine Brendan being the voice of reason. Imagine Brendan being the voice of reason here. It's fucking crazy.